life here is so vibrant.
Huh? What's Bulai doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in a...
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the sink. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turns...
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And not...
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll... Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called
Juri? Yes, I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time. But Juri never retaliated. He returned cruelty with kindness. Injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and...
He sounds like a decent man.
Why are you asking about him anyway? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Lin Long. Come on. Try not to let him see you. We want this in...
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Lin Long.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like...
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out...
Do we have to? Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, you'll be able to try all the finest food for free.
We will? Well, come on! Off to the...
A copy of each invoice is sent to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, We've heard about this young man called Jur-E, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman.
Whoa! Yeon made up a whole fake identity.
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well,
Yeah, we think so too.
but I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members...
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though.
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one, or you better hurry. When they're gone...
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research.
Wow, she switched.
Society for Fish Price Research?
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct... We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at low...
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was.
Oh? Why is...
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrap, and he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But, I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling. I think he has pretty low self-esteem. But hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to... And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him.
I see. Well, thank you.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with...
The more times you say it, the less convincing.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist.
Really?
But of course, we also heard that Master Dooku is a kind and virtuous...
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dooku, have you heard of...
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown... I've heard many tales of Juri. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer story...
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you...
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or... Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of knack. Sometimes he gives me candies. So I'm glad that people...
Just as I thought.
Huh? What?
I mean... Just as I thought, Master Dooku is indeed...
I'm not that Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people...
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share...
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to.
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? What was strange? Juri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gen...
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity...
Sudden? Too good to be true?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well-known in their hometown. But Uncle soon said, do you remember what Dugu Shul said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E, his childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor, none of these are recent.
When you put it like that...
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't... Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within... The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debt. Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most...
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds... Even if we asked Juri about it, should...
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan, whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. Come on, let's get back. Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to...
Even though Yelan took... Well, we gotta start... Oh, this reading is giving...
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua! If you're back, that means you finished
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining about how the young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very... Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around, and where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't see... Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like... It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like...
What a strange guy. It's like he's not...
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights.
I'm back! Huh? Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills, and am always one...
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way... Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating...
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbois struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs appraisal...
I don't believe so. Mingbois is someone who has slowly... According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets Mingbois to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel... Oh, and also, there was once someone in the Ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbois gave them the scolding of a lifetime.
Whoa, that's...
Like I said before, things are not always...
Ah, so that's what you meant by that.
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you finished reading the manifest?
Still...
I can't see any immediate problems. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is that Jiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure. A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down, and the Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure.
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything Oh yeah! Zhi-Yi said the Blackcliff Forge workers...
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So...
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Zhi-Yi's secret?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than what we... What about Zhi-Yi? Is there another side to him too? Humidity levels are increasing. Think we can run some tests?
This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Standing guard.
What's this?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they also use it. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, that'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Zhi-Yi recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation no red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, that's the advantage of planning this far in advance.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found... So, who's really...
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that work...
Excuse us. We want to ask you...
You want... I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can...
Interesting. Let's go talk. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These new drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily.
He went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
Well, since I'm back, might as well find something to do.
The footprints stop here, but, judging from the direction, I'm guessing... Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But, look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long...
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked...
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've gotta go back...
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's... To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else.
Darn! Guess this...
Make no mistake. The purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. I smelled something peculiar. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different...
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell...
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting... When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so but it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be alarmed. This is Wu Pei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's. I sent him to look into Zhi-Yi's regular contacts. Since Zhi-Yi likes fishing, Wu Pei thought he might know some of the fishermen. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Black Cliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up... I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Zhi-Yi before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up... When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could.
Well, Uncle Tian said that Zhi-Yi once bought a recipe from one of the...
What? No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yalen, I'm telling—
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upe, what do you—
Honestly, I've already tried following Juri, but the guy's too cautious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first,
Groundwork?
when you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially, tomorrow morning I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss—